to the heart. I never kissed a mouth that tastes like yours. Strawberries and something more. Ooh yeah, I want it all. Lipstick on my guitar. Fill up the engine, we can drive real far. Go dancing underneath the stars. Ooh yeah, I want it all. Got me feeling like I wanna be that guy. I wanna kiss your eyes. I wanna drink that smile. I wanna feel like like my soul's on fire. I wanna stay up all day and all night. Yeah, you got me singing like, ooh, I love it when you do it like that. And when you're close up, give me the shivers. Oh baby, you wanna dance till the sunlight cracks. And when they say the party's over, then we'll bring it right back. And we'll say, ooh, I love it when you do it like that. And when you're close up, give me the shivers. Oh baby, you wanna dance till the sunlight cracks. And when they say the party's over, then we'll bring it right back into the car. On the backseat in the moonlit dark. Wrap me up between your legs and arms. Ooh, I can get enough. You know you could tear me apart. Put me back together and take my heart. I never thought that I could love this hard. Ooh, I can get enough. Ooh, you got me feeling like I wanna be that guy. I wanna kiss your eyes. I wanna drink that smile. I wanna feel like my soul's on fire. I wanna stay up all day and all night. Yeah, you got me singing like, ooh, I love it when you do it like that. And when you're close up, give me the shivers. Oh baby, you wanna dance till the sunlight cracks. And when they say the party's over, then we'll bring it right back. And we'll say, ooh, I love it when you do it like that. And when you're close up, give me the shivers. Oh baby, you wanna dance till the sunlight cracks. And when they say the party's over, then we'll bring it right back. Baby, you burn so hot, you make me shiver with the fire. You got this thing you started, I don't want it to stop. You know you make me shiver. Baby, you burn so hot, you make me shiver with the fire. You got this thing you started, I don't want it to stop. You know you make me shiver. Yeah, you got me singing like, ooh, I love it when you do it like that. And when you're close up, give me the shivers. Oh baby, you wanna dance till the sunlight cracks. And when they say the party's over, then we'll bring it right back. Oh no, say, ooh, I love it when you do it like that. And when you're close up, give me the shivers. Oh baby, you wanna dance till the sunlight cracks. And when they say the party's over, then we'll bring it right back. Yeah.
Ladies up in here tonight, no fighting.
We got the refugees
No
up in
fighting.
here.
No fighting. Shakira,
I
Shakira.
never really knew that she could dance like this. She make a man wanna speak Spanish. Como se llama? Bonita. Picasa.
Shakira, Shakira.
Oh, baby, when you talk like that, you make a woman go mad. So be wise and keep on reading the signs of my body. I'm on tonight, you know my hips don't lie, and I'm starting to feel it's right. All the attraction, the tension. Don't you see, baby, this is perfection.
Hey girl, I can see your body moving,
And it's driving me crazy
and I didn't have the slightest idea
until I saw you dancing.
And when you walk up on the dance floor, nobody can ignore the way you move your body, girl. And everything's so unexpected, the way you right and left it,
So you could keep on shaking it.
Never really knew that she could dance like this. She make a man wanna speak Spanish. Como se llama? Bonita. Picasa.
Shakira, Shakira.
Oh, baby, when you talk like that, you make a woman go mad. So be wise and keep on reading the signs of my body. I'm on tonight, you know my hips don't lie, and I'm starting to feel you, boy. Come on, let's go real slow. Don't you see, baby, I see it's perfect. Babe, I know I'm on tonight, my hips don't lie, and I'm starting to feel it's right. All the attraction, the tension. Don't you see, baby, this is
Shakira,
perfection.
Shakira.
Oh boy, I can see your body moving, half animal, half man. I don't really know what I'm doing. just seem to have a plan. My will, I'm self-restrained. Have done to fail now, fail now. See, I'm doing what I can, but I can't, so you know that's a bit too hard to explain. Oh, baby, when you talk like that, you know you got me hypnotized. So be wise and keep on beating the size of my body.
Señorita, feel the conga. Let me see you move like you come from Colombia.
Mira, en Barranquilla se baila así.
En Barranquilla se baila así. Yeah, she's so sexy, I am in fantasy. A refugee like me back with the Fugees from a third world country. I go back like when Pac carried crates for Humpty Hump. We lead a whole club dizzy. Why the CIA wanna watch the Colombians and Haitians? I ain't guilty, it's a musical transaction. Bobo, zobo, no more do we snatch rope. Refugees run the seas cause we own our own boat.
I'm on tonight, my hips don't lie, and I'm starting to feel you, boy. Come on, let's go, real slow. Baby, like this is perfecto. Oh, you know I'm on tonight, my hips don't lie, and I'm starting to feel it's right. The attraction, the tension. Baby, like this is perfection.
No fighting, no fighting, no fighting.
No fighting.
I don't know what you've been told, but time is running out, no need to take it slow. I'm stepping to you toe to toe. I should be scared, honey, maybe so, but I ain't worried about it right now. Keeping dreams alive, 1999 heroes. I ain't worried about it right now. Swimming in the floods, dancing on the clouds below. I ain't worried about it. I don't know what you've been told, but time is running out, so spend it like it's gold. I'm living like I'm 90 got no regrets even when I'm broke. Yeah, I'm at my best when I got something I'm wanting to steal. They're too busy for them problems and problems to feel. Yeah, yeah, no stressing, just obsessing with sealing the deal. I take it in and let it go, but I ain't worried about it right now. Keeping dreams alive, 1999 heroes. I ain't worried about it right now. Swimming in the floods, dancing on the clouds below. I ain't worried about it. I ain't worried about it. I ain't worried about it right now. Keeping dreams alive, 1999 heroes. I ain't worried about it right now. Swimming in the floods, dancing on the clouds below. I ain't worried about it. I ain't worried about it. I ain't worried about it.
I wanna follow where she goes. I think about her and she knows it. I wanna let it take control. 'Cause every time that she gets close, yeah, she pulls me in enough to keep me guessing. And maybe I should stop stop and start confessing, confessing, yeah. Oh, I've been shaking, I love it when you go crazy. You take all my inhibitions, baby, there's nothing holding me back. You take me places that tear up my reputation, manipulate my decisions, baby, there's nothing holding me back. There's nothing holding me back. There's nothing holding me back. She says that she's never afraid. Just picture everybody naked. She really doesn't like to wait. Not really into hesitation. Pulls me in enough to keep me guessing. Oh, and maybe I should stop and start confessing, confessing, yeah. Oh, I've been shaking, I love it when you go crazy. You take all my inhibitions, baby, there's nothing holding me back. You take me places that tear up my reputation, manipulate my decisions, baby, there's nothing holding me back. There's nothing holding me back. Cause if we lost our minds and we took it way too far, I know we'd be alright. I know we would be alright if you were by my side and we stumbled in the dark. I know we'd be alright. I know we would be alright. Cause if we lost our minds and we took it way too far, I know we'd be alright. I know we would
We're about to start this party, everyone. I need you guys there's 15 people on the call. I need you to wake up your business partners. Let them know the hen is crowing early in the morning. It is time to get up and get busy. So please invite your business partners on the call. We'll be starting in probably less than a minute. Less than a minute is now. Good morning. Good morning. This is your girl, Princess. Hello, family. So glad to be here. So honored to be here. It's Wednesday. I know you are not expecting to see me, so it's okay. Please put your name in the chat and where you are tuning in from. Hopefully you guys could hear me well and see me well. I am, 008 Agent Princess Map coming in from California. And I'm so honored to be here this morning with you guys. It's 7 o'clock over here. I'm usually taking my kids to school at this time. But this morning I said, okay, let me get on this call with some amazing people so that I can start my day right, being in the room with winners. So I'm so happy to be here, you guys. Well, I'm not going to be long. I am joined by an amazing business partner, but I do want to just drop some nuggets. We are 90 days out, guys, to convention. Okay, this is going to be just, for me, a little wake-up call to you guys in love, all right? 90 days to convention, right? Not sometime this year, not when things slow down, but 90 days. Okay, and that's not a long time, all right? That's not a long time. It takes 21 days to develop a good habit. So I'm going to, if you don't mind muting phones, if you don't mind muting the call. But yes, you guys, I'm kind of beating myself up personally. So I'm going to take all the slack for you guys. 90 days to me should have been 120. And now I'm running. And I remember last year when I went to convention, I waited. It's like, oh my gosh, as the doors were closing, I had some goals that I wanted to hit. And I pretty much halfway there woke up and was like, okay, wait, I gotta get busy. Let me talk to more people. Let me recruit more people. That's not enough time. It's not a lot of time, 90 days, but it's enough time for you to change your income, your rank here, and your confidence, right? In the process, as well as your family's future. If you move differently, you decide to move differently today. All right. Let me just put something on your mind and ask you if you show up to convention different this year, right? how would that make you feel? Not just going to see old friends, not just, going to take pictures, but for me personally, I know if I start today, I would have built something different in 90 days. Something would have grew my team, my knowledge, right? And I would become someone else. That's what happened for me when I came to OIC. I'm sorry if those don't know me. My name is Princess Bab. I'm a business director, but I wasn't always a business director. My first meeting that I went to was in Vegas, and it was a contest our team was having, and I was like, oh, okay. And I'm just bringing on people, and then we got an extension. But I didn't know what was on the other side had I, when I made it and when I got to go and hear other leaders, other individuals and I was like, wow, there's a lot of people here doing a lot of big things. And just to meet them in person and to be motivated to hear their stories, to see what they were accomplishing, it took me over the top. When I came back, I was able to run properly and become a BD, right? So you have to get to convention. If it was not on your mind, on your heart, let me plant that seed today, right? Nobody, really, you don't want to go the same, but you do need to show up so you can know what the difference is. It's not just a trip, it's going to be exciting to see faces you only see on Zoom and the stories you only hear. You get to celebrate in person, and it's a time to come together with your team and really plan out the rest of the year. Right? So you get tired, it's okay. Every day, we got to get up, and this is our business. The beauty of our turnkey business that was only $125 um, and the possibilities of what $125 can do here is amazing, right? So we didn't sleep on the opportunity when we got in the business, and now that you're in the business, it's time to get your shoes on and really get out here and share this opportunity with other people, right? So let's think about it. Let's not overthink, right? And I don't know, I'm a little perfectionist sometimes. So some of you may be like me. It's like, okay, I have my names, I got my numbers, I gotta make some calls, and don't make the calls. Don't follow up. No, it's time to do things a little different. And I guarantee you, if you just push that needle a little bit more, you're gonna see the difference, right? Matter of fact, I want you guys to take out your phone really quick. If you're having, put a one in the chat. If you're having, I know you go to the schools. I know we have the lead base where we go out into communities, go to the small businesses. But have you thought about your warm market? Have you thought about your warm market? If you don't really have any contacts or anyone that you're, really this week, like you don't have any appointments or anything's not happening, maybe put a one in the chat. Let's just see how we can support one another right now. Okay, I'm going to give you a little hack. If it's okay, if you could be honest and put a one in the chat, you don't have any appointments. I'm putting a one in the chat. Okay, I can't right now, but I got a one in the chat. All right, but after today, I'm gonna do this, and I guarantee you, I'm gonna have some appointments. Right, so I'm gonna give you a little hack, a little hack. I'm waiting to see how the ones pop up. Come on, we gotta be honest. No appointments. You haven't gone out to the schools. You haven't talked to any businesses. Put a one in the chat. Let's see what we could do for ourselves today. So get your phone out, and go to your contacts. Go to the contacts. I'm doing the same thing right here. Okay, we got 90 days, guys. It's not a long time, but it's enough time. Now, once you're in your contacts, I want you to scroll all the way to the bottom. Go, just keep scrolling. If you got anything like me, it's like, phew, phew, phew. Keep scrolling, guys. You got to scroll all the way to the bottom, right? Past those A, B, C, D, E, F, G's, right? All the way, all the way. Now, do me a favor. Put in the chat, what is the number that you see at the bottom of your screen on your phone? I'm still scrolling, guys. I'm still scrolling. I'm embarrassed. I'm still scrolling. Ah! No, that's not it. That's not true, Chloe. You got to get in the contact area. Go to contacts. And if you have an iPhone, go to contacts and scroll all the way to the bottom. Look at that, Mary. 2,213 people you know. Look at that, Lakita. 502 people. Do you know what that means? That is your warm market. 2,000, what? 1,700 people, Carrie. Now, you may have talked to some people about this business, but have you thought about sending that beautiful LinkedIn message to these people? Right? It's not, so what? It's not LinkedIn. These are people that are actually leads in your phone that you can contact today and actually get some traction going. Send them a little message. And if I've shared this before, but if you don't have Reach is the app that you could send out mass text messages. Get Reach, and it's easy. You can put a video, you can put your picture, you can invite them to your next business meeting. Come on, guys, we got no excuses. I'm making sure today you guys can't leave me with any excuses. We are not selling policies. We're not just building agencies, but we are bringing people to an opportunity, right? And we're learning and we're going to pass the baton and teach other people. We are the change makers right now. People are looking for us, right? I see all kind of posts. I posted something to Spirit the other day on the employees like, oh, call me. I heard there's some bad news over there. Call me, okay? The opportunity is real, and you guys have this blessing in your hands. And so, what are you going to do with it? That is the question, right? We're not going to play with this opportunity. I'm scolding you a little. I am proud of all of you, but guess what? I'm not impressed yet because there is a lot of people that there is not enough of us in these rooms on these calls. And there's a lot of people that need us. So what are we going to do different within these 90 days? Let's be the difference. Let's move with urgency. Let's follow the system and stay consistent. I'm going to bring up my business partner, our business partner, my equity partner, Mr. Hans Augustin, and he is going to light this baby on fire. I know he always says, he don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, but y'all, I'm with him all the time. He's always hurting our feelings. So go ahead, Hans.
Good morning, Ms. Mapp. I'm gonna try my best not to hurt any feelings because I want to give you guys as much value. One of the things that I've read about this morning is I say thank you to my business partners because I want to appreciate you. Miss Princess Mapp is truly one of my business partners. I was there in Vegas the first time we went out there to the Train the Trainer event. And they say, hey, Hans, if you want to become successful in this space, you have to learn how to help others. And if you become a trainer here, you're going to position yourself. So to me this morning, this was a little bit of a last minute 24-hour change in the schedule. And when they say, hey, Hans, would you be interested in training on the Wednesday morning Spark? It was kind of like a vision come true for me. I've hosted before, but I've never trained on this platform as far as any product conversation or ideas or concepts. But I'm going to go straight into it this morning. I'm praying you're going to take a lot of notes. I'm praying that you have your screens open, primarily just so that you are saying that your business is open. Obviously, if you're driving, be safe, obviously. But one of the things that I've learned at this point in my journey here in the last 24 months, July of 2024 is going to be 24 months. And I told people the other day that the reason why I have such a sense of urgency is because I believe in the process of graduation. I've graduated high school. I graduated once I did my associates one time. Then my wife was like, that's not enough. Go get your bachelor's. I thought about getting my master's, but I think I got a master's more in business than anything else. But I understand what that process means. That in the growth process, you got to learn how to leverage information and then you're going to implement. I'm going to share with you guys one presentation that I happened to do on Thursday night, but I'm going to also show you guys two more illustrations that have been able to tie to it, because I think what really happens here on a Wednesday is that you get a chance to understand how to leverage some of the products. So, but you have to be able to take those products and implement it. And here's something that Princess Mapp shared with you guys this morning. And within our organization, we've become extremely serious about our infinite list. What that means is that when Princess Mapp the other shared with you that if some of you guys have 2,000 plus contacts, don't copy any of my names and number because they all know me. But I'm just sharing with you that for the most part, this is something that I took serious, Miss Princess Map. I am currently right now on my infinite list, well over something about 181 people currently that I have now leveraged through my natural list to say this is somebody that I need to get in contact with. And the reason why I'm doing it is because I realized that over the next 90 days, my personal goal is to walk the stage as an equity partner, but I have to learn how to serve the people that are around me, which means that what is my natural network? What are the people that I've been able to talk to? Some of these people I've done deals with, some people I know from banks, some people have been in the real estate space. I've met people in multiple places. Maybe in college, I've met this individual, right? Hey, this is somebody that's part of my town. This was a previous client. There's some people I don't even remember how I've even connected with them. This guy used to sell cars. I know who they are. This guy I worked with at Citibank. And I realized that I haven't talked to a majority of some of these folks. And I realized that there's a tremendous amount of opportunity in the business of what we do. One of the things that I realized is that we're really serving people. And as we learn how to serve these people, what information are we going to give them? I happen to have grown from a banking experience. My banking experience came from the idea that I leveraged banking information. I worked for Citibank corporately, and then I learned how to position myself entrepreneurially. And one of the places that I had success with was in the real estate space. That's just one of the places. And I created this presentation because I realized that I happen to have a natural network of individuals that might be positioned in the real estate arena. So I have a conversation for them. What that means is today I'm going to give you guys some information. I'm going to present it as if, and then I'm going to show you two illustrations that you could potentially show this audience. But it's not just real estate people. What I found out in America is that a lot of people love real estate. Maybe they want to get into it. Maybe they own it. Maybe they're trying to figure out how to get involved. But I want to show you guys that you guys actually have an alternate strategy that you can teach people and you can position themselves. And so I want you to take notes and take this sincerely. I'm going to try to bring my leverage of screaming a little bit down. I'm going to keep my passion too, because I want to give you some practical knowledge. So if you guys are okay with it, go ahead and throw a 1 in the chat that if you're okay with me presenting, just so I can see who's with me this morning. Who else do I have? All right. Good morning, Mrs. Squalls. Thank you. I think that's Miss Tammy. All right. Thank you very much. All right. Let's see, Miss Upton. All right. I see all the names flowing. So if you're with me, I want you to write down some notes. I'm going to share this slide. Miss Princess Map, let me know if you can see the entire slide in full bloom right now. So I'm okay. Can you see that to be true, Miss Princess Map? Thank you. So I'm going to share with you what we've been sharing on Thursday night that we call the Wealth Showdown. And this is actually called the Ultimate Wealth Building Strategy. This is where I've been able to show some of my peers in real estate, some of the people that I know, here's another leverage point to wealth building alternatives. And so I have a chance based on my experience to truly say, hey, I've literally been in the game of real estate at a pretty decent level. I'm not that gentleman that buys all buildings, but I've done pretty decently. So I can give you a comparison on how to either leverage this as a strategy, because I now understand the power of an index universal life insurance policy. So what I've been doing is teaching people the idea that, hey, let me show you either how to leverage the index universal policy, or let me show you how to leverage your portfolio still using this as an ultimate building strategy, because there's certain principles that are available. Now, you got to study too, so I'm not recommending you just go wildly outside, but this is going to give you a little bit of a leverage point. So if any of you guys have either had a previous experience in real estate, put an 8 in the chat so I know who I'm talking to. If you own some real estate in your portfolio, put an 8 in the chat so I know who I'm talking to. But this strategy I've been sharing with people faithfully because I said, hey, let me give you the pros and cons of building wealth through real estate versus an index universal life. Meaning that I'm not winning here for real estate. I'm winning here to tell you that I now understand that in the efforts of owning property, Miss Hines, Miss Gandhi, Miss Nandi, in the idea of owning property, I understood what that was. But the reason why my wife and I began to understand wealth is because we understood 3 things. We said, hey, we can make money through our income, We can make money through the profitability of our business, but how do we do those? How do we make money without us being present? See, I own a lot of real estate, but I have to be present. I got to be available. But how do I make money without me being involved? And so wealth became the concept that wealth is the byproduct of my money, making money. That was the idea that Mr. Samad taught me. And I said, well, I wanted to start answering some of the questions. And some of you guys might agree, hey, what are the challenges of real estate investing? How does an IUL potentially offer a better cash flow solution? Why? I realized quickly that the reason why I got involved in real estate was because I really just wanted to make more money, Miss Princess, man. I just wanted to make some more cash flow. I really wasn't trying to be the best real estate guru. Somebody told me, hey, Hans, if you buy property and you rent out the units and the locations, you can make cash flow. So ultimately, the reason why I got involved in real estate was because I just was trying to create cash flow or access to more money. But I'm going to show you that when we understood the power of wealth, I'm going to show you guys a couple of illustrations before we wrap up. If you understand the power of wealth, I'm going to show you that this IUL could either complement or even replace the idea of leveraging real estate. And I'm not saying real estate is bad, but I understand the components of it. Because when I got involved in that space, what I was really saying was that they say, hey, Hans, the way that it really works is that you're going to buy some property. It could be a 1 family, 2 family, 3, 4, 5 family. If you do that, especially now, multifamily is probably the biggest conversation since sliced bread. But the reason why is because I could either live in a 2 family and live 1 unit, and the other one brings me some more cash flow because I rent it out to somebody else. Or if I was an investor, I have no plans to live in there, but I will cash flow every unit for the idea of creating income. So most people are either buying a property to hold it as a rental property, and they're going to generate rental income or appreciation. Appreciation is the same thing as equity. And the reason why I get excited about this presentation is because once I understood an IUL, it was actually like buying a house in my mind. It was literally like creating appreciation of equity through the value of cash value. And you guys are going to see that as an example. But one of the things that I understood in real estate is that I had to leverage more money. Meaning that when you go to an actual ability to purchase property, if it's not your own cash, you got to borrow money from somebody to extend the amount of units, because you either have to have access to millions of dollars or you have to be able to leverage a bank to extend the portfolio. And one of the ways that people strategically taught me how to leverage real estate, or some of you guys like Mr. Reginald Hooper, if you own property, somebody said, hey, you can buy and hold this property. You could either fix it and flip it. So we would find ugly properties in our neighborhoods that had value, which was one of the first projects that I did. And they say, hey, Hans, this house is worth $300,000-$400,000 if you could turn this ugly house into a beautiful house. And we would fix the roofs, we would put windows on it, we'd turn it around. I would only hold it for 6 months, but through the appreciation process of creating value. Here's why the 100-person list becomes extremely, I'm giving you guys an alternative. I'm not doing my full presentation, but stay with me. When you guys look at your list, you are creating an appreciation to the value of your business, or you are creating appreciation in the value of that person's life. But in this case, I used to leverage strategies like short-term rentals, which is my personal favorite. I would either lease a property or I'd buy the property and I would cash flow it. Cash flow means that because there were people that would travel across the United States, Airbnb, VRBO, hey, nurses that are traveling, when they were in my area, they would stay in my places or they stay in our places. That's me and my wife. We're a team. But I would leverage the idea that somebody's going to be there daily for a week, 2 weeks. There's FIFA in our area right now. Soccer is being played in New Jersey. People are paying prices right now. I'm a little excited because I'm doing well over there. But long story short, I rented it out. Or if you own commercial property, hey, you are not Walmart is not the owner of these locations. Walmart just saying, hey, I will lease those locations, and they're going to pay somebody those ability to kind of move the process. Now, this is not a real estate class, but what I found out in real estate that is the more you do it, Mr. Hooper, Ms. Gonda, the more you do it, there are some realities that are tied to how you leverage real estate in America. There's either going to be the ability for you to have access to high initial capital. What you guys are doing with an IUL is that you're creating capital over time. But in my case, when I needed to do a property deal, I'm either borrowing Princess Map's money or I'm using my own money to put down payment on a deal because I got to go borrow money from a bank. And I still got to be concerned about market volatility, which means the decline in value of my property. As you listen to the rest of this presentation, you guys are going to realize an IUL has a stop loss program. Now, in the market volatility, there's also tenant challenges or maintenance issues that you got to, hey, this tenant is beautiful. They're paying everything since sliced bread, but the roof went down and you got to fix that roof or that tenant will not pay you that flowing income. But you realize that, hey, sometimes your property is gorgeous. Everything's organized. It's right. But there's some reason that tenant either lost their job or they're not in the mood to be a great tenant and they want to damage your location. But that's reality. I found out that when I invested in real estate, there's a liquidity challenge. Meaning that if I want my $100,000 that I just put down on a property to make that deal work, is that I either got to refinance that deal or I got to get a line of credit. That means I got to borrow more money. So if you look at an IUL and you understand what it is, you'll begin to leverage. Now, when I present this to the public, that's not the conversation we have, but this is a training for associates. But when you look at an index universal life and you know how to leverage it through liquidity challenges, because you can call the insurance company if there's enough money in there, you can call and access your money. So I realized that there's also tax implications in the ability to leverage real estate. There's property tax. If you sell it, there's capital gains. There's all type of realities that you have to account for. It doesn't mean it doesn't work. It just means that these are the realities. And the more property that I had, the more responsibility. So when I say I get up at 4 a.m., it's because I got to go check. I'm responsible for the reality of what's happening based on either guess or certain situations that make sense to the reality of how you manage it. Now, you can still get a management team, which we have, but it doesn't mean as an owner you stop checking and you stop evaluating the reality of keeping your portfolio in great shape. Now, business-wise, though, I found out this important thing. Now, the reason why I started to study money, me and my wife started studying money because there were losses that we learned to experience in life. There were challenges and circumstances that came out that says, how does this actually work? What that means is that I did borrow money from banks. And what that meant was that I needed to realize that there's volume of money leaving my household through the idea of a mortgage. In a mortgage, which is not illegal in America, it's the ability for you to understand that the bank is earning interest on you. I'm not earning interest. They are earning. Now I can leverage their money to make more money, but there's this interest reality. And then if I'm in this mortgage, there's a loss opportunity cost that you got to measure because that's interest leaving the door, or where could you have used that money elsewhere to create leverage in your favor? See, when you're the conversation, so here's what I want you guys to make sure you capture today. I'm going to go a little bit more deeper, but I want you to understand that as an associate, a business director, or equity partner, because we get a chance to teach people how to leverage and retire better and position their money, that means you have the ability to do the same thing too. None of us on this platform should not retire better. None of us in this platform should not have access to an index universal life or an annuity product. Whatever it is that you believe in, that you believe is the best way for you to go, you're going to make that decision because I can't control you. But I can position your mind to understand that the truth behind even a 5% interest mortgage, when I borrowed $300,000 from a bank, and even if it had a beautiful 5% interest, the rules to the amortization schedule said, hey, Hans, you're borrowing my money. I'm going to give you this beautiful payment, $1,610, so you can cash flow over and above what you can get through rental income. But there's this interest factor that you got to take advantage of. You got to be aware of. It says, hey, Hans, if you stay in this house for the next 30 years, you're going to give me $279,000 worth of interest if you don't understand the math of your amortization schedule. If you don't even do that, you say, hey, if Mr. Hooper said, hey, Hans, I don't really stay in my properties for more than 5 years. But what I would say to Mr. Hooper is say, hey, listen, the amortization schedule says you're going to give me 78% of your money in interest, even on that first payment. That means that $1,610 is broken down to interest and principal. Principal is what's going to be paid down to bring down the balance. Interest is what Wells Fargo, Chase, and everybody else collects. So even when I started to do deals and I understood the math and I said, well, hey, I made $60,000 on this deal, but if I now really did the real math, how long did I hold that property and how much did I really walk away with? So when I understood that, my wife says, hey, what else is out there? What is the other options? How do we build wealth in other places? Stocks, ETFs, all of that. I landed in this platform and they say, hey, because you know what? In the 5, 6, 7 years that I had been in insurance, nobody could explain what an index universal life insurance policy was. For some reason, it was complicated in their mind. So I just realized it was too complicated for me. If you can't explain it to me and you're not confident about it, but I ran into this gentleman called Mr. Samai. He said, hey, let me break this down. Let me show you what you could do for your children. That was the conversation. He says, hey, an index universal life is actually an insurance policy. It's actually a permanent insurance policy. What that means is that that same insurance policy can be leveraged to create a cash accumulation account. And if you position it in the right allocations, like the S&P 500, we literally can create interest or gains over the course of time. But I now found out that got my attention was like, hey, income distribution, and I can create cash flow. That means that I don't need to go find another property. I don't need to go leverage a real estate agent. Nothing wrong with that. I love all of you guys. I've made money with plenty of you guys, but I'm saying that I'm 53 and I don't know how much longer or how many more property I personally wanted to own. So I wanted to understand what other ways I can leverage my money to grow it. And I said, okay, well, what is the thing that got my attention was say, hey, I can turn this into a rental form of income because I can distribute from a tax advantage standpoint. And then I can leverage the money in that account in the form of a loan, but I can create what I call equity protection and benefit appreciation. Equity protection says that, yes, if I'm still in the real estate business and I have this cash value account, when my tenant starts acting up because I have money in that account, I can leverage that money to keep paying the mortgage or keep paying the cost, taxes, insurance in that property, and I could leverage the value of my account. But if something happened to me, Hans Augustine died before he had it, or if I had coverage like that, unfortunately, I have a kidney problem. I can't obtain every type of coverage, but guess what? I have plenty of other life insurance policies before that happened to me because I understood the value of what we extend to people. So I bought it along the way. But if you have the ability to create a benefit appreciation, what that means is that if you are building any other form of a strategic strategy that allows you to grow money, you should be properly protected. That means that you should position yourself that if the events of time said you have to go early, you can now position yourself to have protection and keep the promises of why you were building it. I was building a portfolio because that's how I understood that I could potentially take care of my family. So I was just trying to make cash flow. I was trying to make income. But in the IUL, it says, hey, Hans, if you learn how to structure me properly, you're going to take advantage of the upside of my value. And then if the markets are not doing that well and things are not working well, we can give you a zero floor strategy. Once I understood and I studied, so when I tell people go look at the 7702 concept, that means go read the tax laws so that you can understand how to leverage tax advantage. Did you know what I found out in real estate was that the reason why I started leveraging it is when I borrow money against the property. This is why I understood IULs. When I borrow money from the property and I say, hey, I'm about to sell it. It's worth $300,000. I say, bank, give me $200,000 in money in the form of a loan. Sell it. I paid less money in taxes only on the $100,000, right? But I walked away with $200,000 tax free. Guess what? If you could not find a real estate property, if you couldn't figure out how to come up with $100,000, can you come up with $50 a month? Can you come up with $100 a month? Can you come up with $500 a month? Can you come up with $1,000 a month? Recreating the same concept of cash flow. I want to give you guys a case study example so that you can see this live. What I begin to understand is say, hey, Lamika, what we're going to do is strategically plan the game differently. See, the sins of the father or the mistakes of the father become the blessing to their children. See, all the business mistakes that me and Lamika made, we're about to bless our children tenfold. Because the misunderstandings or the non-understanding or the non-financial education that forced me to make mistakes, I now understand it better and I'm still being a student and learning more. Justin, Jalen, Brooklyn, hey, get ready. You're going to be positioned financially well. leveraging the same tools that I teach to everybody else. So the reason why all my children have policies, if you opened up my back office, all of them have it, because I'm going to teach them how to leverage this idea. Hey, dad used to took $100,000. He would move it into a property that's at least $500,000 or less, depending, because I had to put 20% down. When I put 20% down, I still had to go to the bank and borrow more money, Miss Princess Map. And I borrowed more money, and the bank says, yes, you put $100,000. This property is $500,000. 20% down says $100,000. I'm going to give you $400,000 with that ticking time bomb called a leaking mortgage that I begin to understand, which is interest money moving in the direction of somebody else's favor. Wealth is the ability for you to make more money. But then he said, Hans, you know what? Don't worry. You're going to be able to cash flow because you can rent it. But after expenses, mortgage, interest, all those things, maybe you're going to net $1,000. See, but you have to deal in the real estate world to be true, not to say that it happens right now. We're in the greatest time where the values of property in certain areas, but I have experienced both great values and depreciation in properties. So I understand the risk that I have to understand where I'm buying, and then I got to understand the tax implications. I understand the liquidity challenges because I got to borrow more money to get this money. But what if I took the same $100,000? Let me give you guys a real case study. A real case study says, hey, I can either leverage $500,000 into an annuity, or I can do it in the form of an index universal life strategy. So let's stay in the index world. Miss Map, let me know if you can see this illustration, just so I can make sure that everybody can see the same. Great, I see you. So I was sitting down with a peer of mine who had about $500,000. He said, hey, Hans, I know you're working with this product. Show me what's possible. And he says, I got about $500,000 that I might leverage into another deal, but what could I do differently strategically to understand what my options? I said, well, hey, based on the contract process of an index universal life, we can spread $500,000 over the course of time up until now in the next 5th year. What would happen immediately is that if something was to happen to you, I don't believe in death, but it can happen. It means that $100,000 that year is going to do 2 specific things. It's going to accumulate in value, but if you died earlier than you anticipated, you'd have at least $1.9 million paid out to your family tax-free, because this is an insurance contract. But if something happened earlier than you anticipated, your children and your family and the people around you that are benefiting from your real estate capabilities would have access to $1.9 million. He says, well, that's great. What happens with the value of my dollars? I said, well, hey, because we leverage a index strategy, which promises the idea that the value of your dollars are protected, which is it has a zero floor component tied to it. It means that over the course of time, outside of the cost of insurance, you're going to create an accumulation account. In that accumulation account, interest will be added on an average expectation of 6.4 per year, but we're going to reevaluate to see if we met those targets. If we did that strategically for the next 5 years, you'd continue to contribute to this contract at about $100,000 until you met the $500,000 commitment. $400,000 you're going to keep in a high yield savings account, let you have access to it. But next year around this time, you're going to put the next $100,000, and then it's going to grow to 186. He says, well, Hans, I spent $200,000. I said, stay with me, which means that by the time we get to the 5th year of your contract, you would have created $11,000 in an additional interest. And by the 6th year, the value of the $500,000 would have increased by $35,000. And I said, guess what? I'm going to show you how to leverage that money, because if you needed to leverage access to that money to do more real estate transactions, I can show you that this contract will allow you the ability to take up to at least $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 of that money. It really represents that you can take 516, but I try to stay conservative, and you can go do another deal. That same $100,000 that you put in now is working for you twice. See, now when you borrowed it over to the bank, he says, I'm going to hold it to you until you can pay me this mortgage back. But when I show you how to put this money away, I grow it for you, and I'm going to protect you, and I'm going to create value for your dollars. Now, by the 10th year is probably the best season time for you to leverage this money. And at that point, we would have had about $600,000 to $643,000 worth of value dollars that you can leverage in the form of a loan in a tax-free environment. There's going to be some cost to it, but you know that already, because when you borrow money from a bank, what's the best option? See, a mortgage has compounding interest. In our case, we have a leverage of simple interest, depending on how you strategically understand these accounts. And he says, well, Hans, what about income? Because I want to make income. I said, well, when would you like to leverage? I said, you know what? He said, what if I could create an income at the age of 55? I said, well, in this case, at that time, the value of your dollars would have been leveraged at $1.2 million based on the growth. So that means your $500,000 has somewhat doubled itself. Plus, it would have collected an extra $200,000 worth of money. So now we can convert that into what we call a lifetime income. As we convert it into a life income, if you decide to take it at age 55, you can pretty much distribute $93,000 for the rest of your life. If you said, I want to take it later at the age of 58, we can distribute $109,000. Now, in the real estate deal that we did, I know real estate enough to say, yes, you can create some premium situations. You can create some premium cash flow, but you have to have multiple properties. Maybe on a property, you can max out at about 30 grand, depending on where you're at, but there's a limitation to how much income distribution you can create per property. But what I've done is now position yourself to say, hey, let me understand that I can take time to grow my money. I can protect my property. And I still haven't even told them about living benefits. Hey, you don't believe in insurance? We can take that same money and we can dump it into an annuity product that we call Income Driver, right? This is all the stuff that Brian.
Feels better.
Is somebody there unmuted there? If you are unmuted, please go ahead and mute yourself. I'm not sure who that is, if we want to mute them, but let me know. All right, so it's a $500,000 would go into this annuity product. And I can give you a $50,000 bonus on it based on how it's structured. And based on the course of time, I can take you into this product, grow it. And what if I taught you to distribute at $40,000 per year? So what I'm trying to share with you guys today is that your ability to leverage understanding to people is going to be able to become a student. You have 100+ people that are in your network. You begin to leverage the information on the platform and you begin to implement. What does implement mean? Meaning that, hey, as you understand the laws of the value that you can create. So I happen to be in real estate, so I can create value with real estate. I was talking to Mr. David Upton yesterday, and I said, hey, he's been in a space where he works with the hospitality industry. Miss Mapp has been in car sales, so she can talk to as many car sales people as possible because she understands their language. If you are a farmer, you talk to farmers. I'm not telling you to limit people, but there's an understanding that you have leveraging the wealth education on this platform so you can strategically add value to the people that are around you. And as I did that case study, I began to understand two things with an Index Universal Life. The reason why I was excited about it is because, first of all, I told Mr. Samar, where have you been all of my life? Because I've been looking for people like you since day one. I'm now 53, and this is probably the first time outside of my own efforts that people were willing to educate me on this platform without any other expectation, because they submitted an admission fee of $125, and they say, hey, Hans, Gabriel Gonzalez, hey, Miss Mary Grace. That was what she said to me when I got to Dallas. Let me show you. Mr. Samar said, join my team and let me show you that I can teach you how to generate wealth and create cash flow. In an Index Universal Life, the reason why you're positioning people in that conversation, if you study it well, whatever you believe, annuities, this, that, or the other, I'm not mad at you. I'm not here to be a fan of anything else other than wealth. Wealth says that I can leverage tax-free growth. I can position myself in a no market loss position. I can leverage this same tool, an account. When I had to find property, I literally got to go find it. I got to go talk to a realtor. I got to go see the house. I got to do an appraisal. I can now call somebody on my 100% list, 100-person list, and say, let me do you a favor. Let me show you a strategy that can be leveraged, that can create self-financing in the future. That means I can borrow money either to do real estate or do other smart things to grow the value of my dollars, because that's what wealth is. And I can create a passive source of income. Why am I building an organization and team, associates? It's because one day, the individuals that are part of the organization of OIC through equity ownership will position me to create a level of passive income. In an index universal life, I can convert the cash value into a potential retirement plan. The reason why it clicked in my head was that I realized that when I would sell a property and I could leverage it in the form of a loan, it created a tax-free environment because I didn't need to pay taxes on the money that I borrowed. But if I can distribute money in the form of a loan, what's the issue? It's legal. It means legally through the form of a loan, I can create an income distribution and position myself to teach people how this works. I learned very quickly that I'm not mad at real estate, but I can overcome some of the challenges leveraging this type of account. Let me tell you guys what I'm really doing. I understood the mistakes that I made, and I'm about to teach all my children how to become empowered and become super wealthy, understanding what I did in real estate and understanding what I'm getting here in financial education so that they don't have to worry about liquidity challenges. They don't got to take significant risks unnecessarily. They can become tax efficient, leveraging a tool that I'm going to teach them along the way that we do their annual reviews to understand how their money, and I'm going to teach them how to create long-term security. And then when Grandpa Hans Augustine passes away, Brooklyn's children, Jalen's children, Justin's children, Katrina's children's children, because she now has Brooklyn. Brooklyn may eventually have children. Those children be like, Hans Augustine spent his first several years learning how to become financially educated, understanding the tools that are around him. He created equity in the position of OIC, and then he learned how to serve people on a platform that will create tens of thousand people who will be doing a bunch of index universal life, term insurance products. They'll be doing annuities. They'll be doing final expense. They'll be teaching people financial education so that in the idea of creating an estate or a legacy or positioning, if you understand the leverage of an index universal life, when a policy pays out, that is an instant transfer to without having a conversation of probate. That's the power of what you guys have access to. When you sell property, if that's not deeded properly, that's a probate conversation. In a index or a life insurance policy, period. Term insurance, you're going to position the property to say, hey, who's the beneficiary? The beneficiary, and National Life will say, hey, where do I send this check? And the beneficiary will receive that money tax-free without any conversation with the court. But what if you guys got smart with your money? Which means that I'm going to teach my children. I don't know what you're going to do, but this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to teach my children and say, hey, dad had a lot of rough experience. He knows how real estate works. He knows how to be in the right communities. If he doesn't know how to answer the question, he now understands how to leverage an index universal life insurance policy to create himself a real estate fund investment tool. I'm going to grow so much money in those accounts through the power of my children. Whoever can get approved, right? Hans can get approved, but his children get it approved. You can grow. I told my son the other day, the reason why we did $1 million term policy with him, I said, hey, you don't really have $1 million worth of problems, but in the future, if I have to convert these policies into a permanent option to teach you how to fund real estate, we have at least $1 million worth of approval. So that you position yourself first. The 100-person list has to include you too. Meaning that the reason why we're serving is because we're creating legacy and we're strategically doing it, leveraging it in the form of an insurance product that creates a level of wealth if you understand how to position it to the people that you have a conversation with. You say, hey, you do the case studies, you teach them how to break it down, and then who's actually having this conversation? I told people the power of what we do, Miss Princess Map, and everybody that's on this call today, is that you get a chance to position yourself. So Mr. Kenneth, you get a chance to position people that could be in your environment. I happen to know a few investors. Hey, investors, let's have a conversation. Brian Swisher knows a lot of business owners. If you don't know how to do business owner conversations yet, get with your business director or get to one of the individuals like a Brian Swisher who understands how to leverage that conversation so that you could learn. And guess what? I only paid $125 just to be able to talk to a Brian Swisher. That's it. I paid $125 to talk to a Suni Samad. Do you know how many coaching classes I paid for? But I get a chance to see Suni Samad every day. And plus I have the ability to call Brian Swisher when I need his help because I got his phone number. But I got to do it right. I don't just call him for no reason. I got to have purpose. When I call Mr. Samad, I call purpose. When I talk to Princess Matt, purpose. When I talk to Kimberly Howard, purpose. Hey, sister, we about to do this, XYZ. I have a couple questions. You hit this milestone already. What's next? That's the value of what we have as an organization. So you talk to everybody. In this Index Universal Life, hey, high income earners and retirement savers. Why? The retirement saver is a person who says, I've already worked really hard. I'm not sure if I'm going to run around and buy property yet. I really like to do that. But what can I do smartly with my money? Doesn't mean they're going to say yes, but you have a tool, you have a proposal, you have an offer, you have the ability to build business. So I told people I started with the $50 people first. Do you know what I did? What I did was like, hey, Hans, we got to get confidence. We got to figure out how this works. I started practicing on anybody. Hey, you want to have a conversation? Let me show you how to take care of your family. $50 here, $100 here, $200 over here. Hey, I don't worry about whether the Roth pays me $1.15 or not. Practice. Because I'm positioning the dollars of people to grow them so that they can become my best friend. Because what they taught me on this platform was service every 6 months to a year. Every 6 months, Mr. Perez, they said, give that person a call and have a conversation with them. And that's why you and Mrs. Perez are successful. You are positioning the dollars of people so that they can grow the value. So you strategically say, hey, let me show you what Mr. Perez and Mrs. Perez does. It says, hey, can we actually have a conversation so I can strategically show you what your options are to grow your money? And that's what we do on this platform. So I hope this information has been as helpful as possible. I really do this because I love this platform. When they told me to come serve today, I was excited about doing it because I just want to be a great student and a servant. But I'm going to do it. There's something that Kimberly Williams said the other day that really touched my heart. I don't know if she's on the line, sis. Are you on the line, sis? I don't know if she's here. But
I am. I'm a secret agent at work, but I'm listening. Amazing job, brother.
no, by God's grace, there's something that you said that really touched my heart, sis. It was like, stay in your lane, Hans. It'll come. Stay in your lane. Do you. Make sure you figure this thing out. Make it your step. Follow through. We're not in a race with each other. We're just in the race to get to success. We're just in a race to get to success. We position our dollars so that we learn how to do it. You know what? Congratulations to everybody who's made it more successful than me. I'm excited for you. You know what that guarantees me, Miss Williams? Because I saw your level of ability to get there, doing it part-time and pushing the ability to make it happen. It says, Hans, that promise is yours too. Don't be mad at her. Congratulate her. I wasn't mad anyway. That's my sister. I'm just using this as an example to tell you that she encouraged me. She said, you know what? I know you want to get there, Hans. I know you're in a rush to get equity partner, but do you, baby? Position your understanding to leverage it so that when you get to the arrival point, you are fully prepared. I had to take my own advice, Miss Williams. Mr. Jones, if you're there, I had to take my own advice. I had to say, don't get too far ahead. Stay in your lane, Hans. Be on time. Show up to the Wednesday serve. Learn, leverage, teach, give to the best of your ability. And when the proper time is going to come, equity will automatically be there. 18 agencies will automatically be there, but serve people first. Teach them the 100% list. Position their families to be. Yesterday, I was on a beautiful call with one of the associate members on my team, and they were strategically overwhelmed by the idea of doing the 100% list. And I said, don't worry, we're going to be on the phone until we get this done. I said, don't worry about who we're going to call. Put the names and phone numbers on the paper so we can figure out how to help. It don't matter if they say yes. It don't matter if they say no. Put the name on the list so we can go serve. I will literally make millions of dollars by serving and being the best student possible. My name is Hans Augustin. I'm going to pass the call properly to the last 10 minutes to my sister, who I appreciate that you've been running me my side by side. We're about to walk to the stage, sis. I'm with you. We're not going anywhere. We're not leaving anybody behind. But Miss Williams, I love you for what you said yesterday, and I appreciate you and everybody else that's on the platform.
Wow, you guys, I need unmute. We got a shout out. Hans, that was amazing. Woo! Yes. Hans. Incredible. Incredible.
Awesome.
Incredible. So look, while we do have you, not everyone has the pleasure of sitting in front of greatness like this all the time. And I know he's so just a sponge of wisdom. I do see a question, I believe, or comment, Miss Tracy. Go ahead. Let me see. Is that you,
Uh,
Tracy? Okay.
it is. Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning.
Great duo, Miss Princess and Mr. Hans. Great duo. I want to, oh my goodness, thank you so
Amen.
much because you laid it out where my brain can understand it. But I wanted to share like what you said that Kimberly, my my EP, she always says, stay in your lane. I want to encourage the new people because in the beginning, I was trying to do like so and so and be like so and so. And I was worried about what other people would think of my voice and my disability. But one day, in the name of Jesus, one day it hit me. My power is in who He created me to be. Just like your power is in who He created you to be. So as long as we are wearing the outfit that He gave us, it fits. It not only fits, it glows. So now I really don't care, Fruit Loop, Sugar Smack, what someone may think about my voice, because those that He put there to hear the voice that He gave me. I ain't go to Walmart or Nordstrom and pick it out. He gave it to me. So when I use it the way He intended me to, what's for me is for me. So with OIC, guys, just work on yourself. Work on developing you. I don't know your faith, but my faith is in Jesus. He has for you to do. So thank you. And y'all be encouraged to do like thank you.
Amen. Amen.
Way to
Thank you,
go,
Mr.
BD Tracy. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Amen.
That's how you do it.
Amen. Amen.
Go.
Thank you so much. That is so true. I mean, honestly, I feel the same way, Tracy. I'm trying to reinvent myself, trying to see, how this will work. Or I like, I admire how this person's doing that. And we all have our lane and our assignment, and those who are assigned to us. So you're so right that your voice is assigned to who's in front of you or who's to the side of you in your, I like to say, you're part of the garden, right? That's where God planted you, and those are the individuals that He's assigned you to, and there's nothing you can do about it but show up in your suit, right? In your suit. But
Come,
Hans, man, you dropped some nuggets. Let me say this. Sorry. Let me say this. You some diamonds. I keep saying those are not nuggets. You dropped some diamonds, and you gave us no excuses. Looking at what we can do as we started with our list, talking about our contacts and then moving into the small businesses. 90 days, guys. We literally have all the tools we need. He just wrote out the rest, right? We got our contacts, over 100 people, make that 100-person list, and let's come to convention this year with our business partners by our side. Let's fill the room. If you have not registered, I am charging you to register. And matter of fact, I went ahead and I talked to my cousin Chat. And I said, hey, give me something I can lead the people. You guys copy this, and it's a quick text. Go ahead and copy that and put that, make it your own words. I just put that in there. Let's go to our contact list today and let's send out some text messages. Let's go ahead and let people know we care, that we are here making a difference for them. Because right now people need us. Whether you know it, whether they know it, God wants to use you. And that's what He put us on this platform. He gave us the tools. We have the leadership that's not stingy. No, no, no. Wait until you get, to this level, then we'll show you. No, you run out the gate locked and loaded. What are you going to do about it? You run out the gate. That's kind of actually a fantasy I have, to be in a movie where I'm shooting, sliding across the floor with a gun. Like, what? Locked and loaded, guys. I'm 008 Princess. That's right. And we're going to get to convention by all means necessary. And we not dying trying. Okay. So I want to see you guys. If you have not booked, book your convention. I want to congratulate all those that made it to the golf course, is going to go hang out with Brad. Let's give it up for them because they put in the work. I'm so excited. It motivates me to keep on running and keep on, reaching for this top. You guys, we got this. You are the change maker in your neighborhood. You are the change maker in your community. There are no limits here. Just give it all you got and don't give up on yourself in the process. I want to see you guys as my equity partner because that's where I'm going. And when you read the fine print, you can keep buying equity, guys. It does not stop. It does not stop. So max out your 4 years here, your 4 years to reach that goal. But until then, I'm going to see you guys at the convention. There you go. Register. The link is right there. Register for convention. And let's go. 2 by 2, guys. 2 by 2. All right. Thank you,
Great hosting,
Hans.
my sister. Great hosting. Amazing training, my brother. Great job.
Thank you, beautiful. Can't wait to hug on you. You're going to put me in your suitcase. I'm going back out there with you.
Come on. I'm going to get you to Houston. Let's go.
Yes, I
But
admire
one thing
all
that
of you
Tracy
guys.
said real fast before we end, when she
Yes.
said you have to find out, I'm reading David, David and Goliath. Remember when he tried to put on all of Saul's equipment and he was like, that don't fit me. This is you. Give me them 3 stones. Give me my slingshot. And he defeated it. So that's what reminded me what Tracy said when she said, stay in your own lane. What's for you is for you, and I just thought about that as I just read that this morning when he put on all that armor and it just weighed him down because it wasn't him. He just said, give me my 3 stones. Come on, let's go. Hello.
Let's go.
Amen. Amen. You're so right. So let's go. Let's get our stones.
Let's go, Princess Map.
Let's go. Let's go, Judge Ridley. Give me my stones, right? Who is this Philistine? Who is this guy?
This
Right?
uncircumcised Philistine.
Look, I got the stones in the bag, honey. Right? We're gonna knock it all out the park, guys. I'm so proud of each and every one of you for showing up this morning. Give yourselves a hand and don't stop. Don't stop believing. Don't stop achieving. OIC is the place to be. OIC is the place to be. I cannot, anybody, I'm gonna drop that text little thingamajiggy inside of the foundation. I don't know, or I'll put it in OIC because I can't get all these emails. But you guys, I would happily share it with you. If you, I don't know, Tracy, Kimberly, I'm gonna text it to you. You can text it out. I don't know
You
how to
can
get it
have
to everybody.
Princess. You can have Princess. I don't know what staff Princess is running this.
Okay.
This, but we'll figure that out, and then we'll send it to the staff that
Okay.
BC coordinator, and then they
All
can
right.
send it out to everybody.
Okay. All right.
Yes,
I'm gonna leave you
ma'am.
guys on this note. Go to your contacts. Go to your contacts. You got no excuses. I'll see you guys at the top.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you, Hans. God bless. Bye-bye.